It's been a few years now since I've been to Belize, so some of the details have dimmed. But today I'm going to tell you about Belize and show you some pictures from those trips. If you have a chance to plan a trip to Belize, I recommend it. We planned our trips through a travel agent, and I highly recommend that route. They can get you fixed up with a nice resort lodge, help with the travel arrangements, which can be interesting. I would not have liked to have had to negotiate all those details without the assistance of a travel agent. I think that most of our extended family went on these trips. Each of us, from wherever we live, flew down to Houston, as I recall, where we met up, and then flew down to Belize City. Interestingly, Belize is in the Central Time Zone. Once there, we went through customs, and then we got on smaller planes that brought us closer to the resorts where we were staying. We stayed at a different place each time, and once we arrived at the smaller airports, we were met by vans that took us to our lodging places. While we're looking at the slideshow, I'll tell you a little bit more about Belize in general. If you ever have any questions or are curious about a country, I recommend checking out CIA.gov, the World Factbook. They'll have information about countries that you might not be able to find anywhere else. Of course, there's also Wikipedia, but I gathered most of my research information today from the World Factbook. The climate there is tropical. It's hot and humid, and there's a rainy season from May to November, and the dry season is from February to May. We went in January each time, and that was a very nice time to go. One of the hazards in that part of the world is they're right in line for hurricanes, which often come from June to November, and then they often have some coastal flooding. Belize is the only country in Central America without a coastline on the North Pacific Ocean. It's all entirely over on the Caribbean Sea. Belize was the site of several Mayan city-states until their decline at the end of the first millennium AD. You hear so often that the Mayan civilization just disappeared, and that's not entirely accurate. Something in their civilization and culture changed, but there are still Mayans. I was quite surprised one day when one of the hotel guests referred to the little Mayan ladies. I thought, Mayan? What are you talking about? And I went out there to see what they had. They had some wares for sale, some art objects. Belize is in Central America. It's a little bitty country, but they're on the coast of the Caribbean Sea, just below the Yucatan Peninsula, so north and west Mexico borders them, and on the west and south Guatemala borders them. There's a kind of an ongoing dispute that Guatemala thinks that the border has been misplaced. One of our trips, we went to see some Mayan ruins, pretty amazing. We were warned by the guide that if we saw uniformed men with guns, that they were guards to protect us at the Guatemalan border. Belize is slightly smaller than Massachusetts, and currently tourism is the mainstay of the economy. Belize is truly a beautiful place to visit. They do speak English. January is an excellent time to plan your trip if you want to go to Belize. So check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Please click that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy this particular kind of video, or if you have any questions or any additional information that you'd like to share about the subject. Feel free to share this video and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Don't forget to click that little bell button so you can be notified when I publish the next video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.